Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode, and I'm so happy you're joining us today. I just want to talk about this real quick, with all the 2016 trends resurfacing and everything. I have to agree, 2016 was a time of its own. I've had a lot of fun during this time as well. I was still in my undergrad days, just having fun. It was actually 2016 when I started, creating some sort of content online. So yeah, if some of y'all know me since like during that time, y'all know I used to post like these these beauty themed videos on YouTube because being a beauty guru was all the rage back then. So yeah, it was really a time, and the fashion and everything, it was great. I just want to, make this episode because I've seen a lot of people, or at least some of my favorite podcasters have talked about this. I've been reading a lot of people on social media expressing the same sentiments. So yeah, I guess it's just really worth making an episode about. So 2016 was my early content creation days, all those things. I just really wanted to be something, okay? I had a camera and a lot of time, so I did what I wanted to do. It was great. And I have to agree, some videos I posted back then, some of the famous or trendy online challenges at the time were those spicy noodle challenges. Yeah, y'all know what's up. So during this time, it was so easy to resonate with creators and be part of a community because there was really not much, or the barrier to entry was quite low, and I guess it still is now. But especially now, because we can really just use our phones and make content. Because back then, I would use like a camera, like this one I'm using right now, and post like long form YouTube videos. It was pretty random, Because of this ease of resonating with creators and being able to relate to, creators on the internet. So it was really easy to be part of some sort of community. So being on the internet really back then just really meant sharing and expressing yourself. That's it. And it's great if other people share the same interests as you. And then that's when you build a community. And honestly, I was part of some communities at the time. These were mostly beauty related. Some of the communities I'm part of then, I'm still part of now. So yeah, if you're a Filipino beauty enthusiast, you probably know the Beauty Junkie. And yeah, I've been a part of that community for a while, like since 2016 when I got into, this interest of beauty and all these things. And actually last 2025, I got to meet the Beauty Junkie herself. So I feel like that was such a full circle moment. From being a silent reader to meeting and actually also working with her. So yeah, that was great. I was so fangirling. I'm attaching photos right now. So Miss Martha, a huge fan from 2016 and until now. Anyway, going back, the net neutrality at the time really was just all about sharing. That's it. There are no bashers. There are no, online critics who would say the most obscure things and point out the smallest details. Okay? We just share things. That's it. I was some scrawny 18-year-old posting budget makeup videos, and there were people who were actually liking it and a lot of positive comments, okay? Not once did I receive a hate comment that time. Well, maybe because I wasn't like too famous. But still, okay? Because nowadays you would see younger content creators just expressing themselves and doing the most harmless things. And you would see tons of these, hate comments. Like, girl, what is that about? And I just want to touch on this thing. This for the gram, quote unquote, mentality. Because that was a thing at the time. For those who don't know, we would always say like, oh, let's just take a pic for the gram, take a photo of our meal, like a flat lay for the gram, or for the Vine, if you know Vine. Doing things for the gram or for the Vine used to mean something funny or pulling a pranks just for kicks, just harmless things. Now everything on social media just feels so manufactured and rehearsed. It's all just performance now. There were instances in the recent years that I would just have some brunch with friends and I couldn't even touch my plate because they were so busy being so aesthetic. I mean, yeah, I do that too until now. I take photos of the things I eat, but I make it quick. And I mostly do this when I'm alone, so I'm not disrupting anyone's meal. I mean, I know it's all fun and games, but how far are we gonna take this? How far will we take this performative aesthetic? Because nowadays, you could just be watching a random creator, maybe doing a skit, and then next thing you know, you're bombarded with ads, partnerships, shop links, always like, click this and buy now, or purchase this, use my code. I can't watch anything organic nowadays, okay? This is also why I've significantly lessened my posting on, let's say, TikTok. Okay, if you've known me for quite some time now, or, yeah, for those who don't know me yet, I've been doing TikTok content since 2019, 2020, I think? Yeah, 2020. And that's how I've established, a decent following. And, it's really great, and I'm happy about it until now. But the way I've lessened posting on TikTok it's just really because everything is just so rehearsed. Okay, the platform itself would only, boost videos that could contain a certain purpose of making people purchase things, or you're also competing with those who have, I guess, more budget to boost their content on the For You page. So I cannot compete with this algorithm because during the year 2020 when, I was just creating these harmless TikToks, when I was also growing my following, it would just be random funny videos just for kicks, okay? And I had fun making those things. It was really just about having fun. But then, yeah, these brand collabs and these sponsored ads all just kept emerging in the last couple years. Which brings us to this next point. So I'm gonna be explaining to you this whole influencer culture from both sides. Because, I used to be a public relations professional. When you're in the public relations field, your main goal is really about visibility. And I'll tell you, and of course, part of my job was to tell these content creators, see, I don't even like to use the word influencer, that, be natural as possible. And we just partner with these certain people who are aligned. And in my previous job, I've had to blacklist some famous creators because of how rude they were. Okay, but anyway, I'm not gonna tell you about that. And, moving on as someone who creates content. So, as I mentioned, I've been creating content since 2016, but I've only started to accept brand collabs in 2022. Because, I was just having fun. From 2016 to 2021, all this was just pure fun and enjoyment for me. Okay, I didn't care if anyone watched it or not. It still stays the same until now. You don't see me boosting content on social media. You don't see me, paying ridiculous amounts of money to boost this podcast. Those who know about this podcast is just really from word of mouth. Either they found it on my social media, or I've told them about it, or, maybe my friends told their friends. I don't know. But you don't see me having these sponsored posts about the podcast. Yeah, sure, I'm still accepting brand collabs from time to time, but these are all just really just for fun. When you're starting, it's so tempting to just accept whatever brand offers you would get, okay? I get it, because you want visibility, you want that credibility that you're a content creator and you can be trusted by brands. But, I don't chase fame because I've always had the same objective then until now, which is, I just do something because I enjoy it. Okay? I enjoy talking on this podcast. I enjoy making, some meme content on social media. If you browse my TikTok and Instagram, these are just really, I don't even know what to say about it. The aesthetic is no aesthetic. And honestly, I've told this, and I feel like a lot of people can, attest to this, that how I am on the podcast right now, that's also how I am in real life when you meet me. Because I've had some friends who have watched the podcast first before they met me in real life. And this is it. Like, this is what y'all gonna get from me. Okay? And since, we're talking about how everything nowadays on social media and maybe even in real life, everything's just so manufactured. So I stopped doing things for the sake of content. And honestly, it feels happier. I do this podcast. I don't have a set number of episodes per month, per year. I talk about things I want to talk about, of course. I mean, still being mindful because, we don't make content just for the sake of posting content. I want the things I put out there to make sense. And everything I put here comes from intention. There's nothing wrong with, wanting things to appear a certain way. Okay, we want things to look cute. We want things to look great. Being all this aesthetic and so rehearsed kind of things and making that your entire personality, it's just, no. Like, it's kind of sad, because you're relying on these things for a personality because you don't have your own. Because I really find it sad that some people feel this need to fake things, to rehearse things, just to seem desirable on the internet. Because, that's borderline being a catfish. Because, a lot of people have asked me in the past, like, oh, how did you get this sort of following on TikTok or whatever social media? My answer is the same every time. Like, I just had fun with it. I just posted what I want to. I was just being me. That really is the cheat code. Just be yourself. But, some people just feel the need to copy off others because how they are themselves are just not interesting enough because they don't have their own personality. A lot of, these famous influencers love to say that be yourself, focus on a niche or pick a niche and stick to it. No. A lot of these, content creators nowadays, they all look the same. They look like they've been manufactured from one place and, just sold to us like Barbie dolls. At least Barbie has multiple careers. These content creators look the same. What happened to having this sense of individuality when all these content creators, online personalities, just look alike? They post the same things, participate in the same trends, featured all the same branded content. No, it's just gonna be a skip fest for me. Okay, like the number of videos I skip on my FYP daily. Okay, I feel like I skip more videos than the ones I actually watch from beginning to end. That's why you'll never really see me referring to myself as an influencer because who am I influencing? Really, I'm just some person talking on the internet and it's your choice if you want to listen to me or not. Okay? Yeah, I'm not influencing anybody to buy something or do something. I'm just really talking over here. I'm just rambling over here, basically. Maybe you're someone who consumes this kind of content on the internet or maybe you create as well. I just want to end with, it will always be up to you if you will be influenced by people on the internet, okay? Don't get me wrong, I feel like the time when we all started to freely post content on the internet, it's a great thing. We've been given this additional platform to just express ourselves. And through the years, it's just been made easier and easier for everybody to do it. The best thing you can do really if you're someone wanting to enter to the content creation space is be yourself. And yeah, because I'm just being me over here. I don't even care if people watch this podcast. I know it's such a cliche thing, but that's really the cheat code that people refuse to take because it sounds boring. But anyway, it will only sound boring if you think you're boring. Alright, so that is it for this episode. So I just kind of wanted to ramble about that. Really, because, social media is really a great thing if we keep it great. As long as we don't spread just negative things online. Come on, we're all just trying to make things work here. We're all just trying to have fun. We're all just trying to enjoy our time. So, yeah. I hope we can keep this, the internet a little bit less toxic than it already is. Anyway, I'm gonna end the podcast here. So whether you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcast, or maybe you're watching on YouTube, I hope you give the podcast some love and, leave a like or a comment, or download the episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It really helps a lot. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.